All right, let's go on to another whining bitch. Jimmy Kimmel. You know, there's something that really annoys me when people who are kind of on that cultural left side of things start trying to adopt culturally right-wing things. Like, there's something about when lefties try to make something cancel culture that isn't. There's something weird about the people who have been on the side of cancel culture then trying to say that they're the victims of it that really doesn't sit well with me for a couple of reasons. One, you have brutalized people and brutalized entire families and ruined things that people love because of your endorsement of this cancel culture. And number two, when you say something is cancel culture, you're not even saying it right. You're not even getting it right. Like in Jimmy Kimmel's case, he did an interview with Variety. And he was talking about the Colbert thing. And with the Colbert thing, Jimmy Kimmel was trying to frame it as, well, hey, why aren't right-wing people more upset with CBS? Right-wing people should be defending Stephen Colbert because, you know, this is cancel culture. No, it's not. Losing $40 million for your company so you get fired, no person on the right, and I hope on the left, would honestly call that cancel culture. That's called doing a bad job at work and getting fired for it. But Jimmy Kimmel wants to wrap himself and wrap Colbert in the cloak of victimhood. And I understand why Kimmel would do it. He's worried that he's next, so he's trying to cut it off at the quick. But the dishonesty, because Kimmel knows it's not cancel culture. I think Kimmel knows that there was USAID money going into all their shows that were bankrolling them and keeping them afloat. And now that that's gone, he's worried that he might be out of a job too. But to try and frame the Colbert thing as anything other than he lost $40 million for the company, get the hell out of here, we're canceling your show. I mean, if it were a cancel culture deal, what they would do is fire Colbert as the host, bring in a new host. They're not doing that. They're canceling the entire show. It's a failure. They can put on reruns of whatever big drama they have on right now, and that will end up getting better numbers and being more profitable for the company, or at least lose less money. I mean, CBS is now in a position where if they can put something on the air that loses them $20 million, they're in a better place. So Colbert didn't leave them with much of a choice. But to act like this is in any way cancel culture is such a clear and apparent attempt to get the right wing on your side. And how dare these people try to get right wing people on their side? It would be one thing if you were just non-political your entire life. If everything Jimmy Kimmel did during his show was apolitical, and then he went, hey, right wingers, look out for this Colbert shit. But him and Colbert have been doing nothing but shitting on conservatives, nothing but shitting on Republicans, shitting on right-wingers their entire career. And now when their chips are down, they want all these people back. Are they ready to tell the people like me who have been screaming for years and years, hey, dipshit, don't divide your audience. If you're going to do a late night comedy show, Republicans and Democrats both like to laugh. So maybe don't alienate one and call them all stupid and terrorists and racists and evil and all this shit. Maybe don't do that for the last 10 years of your life. And maybe you wouldn't find yourself in this position. I also, dude, if I were Kimmel, I would never ask the right wing for help with anything. After everything I said about them, my pride would never let me go on bended knee to the right wing in this country and go, oh, guys, you're not going to believe this. This is cancel culture. You should hate it. It's not cancel culture when it's bad performance. And it's not cancel culture when you've never run afoul of the people who are in charge of cancel culture. You've actually done their bidding. Every step of the way, you've done their job for them. You've shit on Trump. You've shit on all Trump supporters. One of you danced with vaccine needles, for Christ's sake. You insulted people who were vaccine hesitant. You insulted people who talked about ivermectin. You insulted people who were skeptical about what we were being told about COVID. All of those people turned out to be right, and you belittled them. You insulted them every night for years. So don't sit here and go, well, we're being canceled. No, you've been the propaganda this entire time. And now you want help from the people you've been trying to destroy? Yeah, I don't think it's going to work. Well, no matter what, let's hear him out. Let's hear what Jimmy has to say about Colbert, and let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm going to read you guys Kimmel's quote, and you'll go, I'm on Jimmy's side here 100%. Jimmy's right. Us, people who consider ourselves more conservative than liberal, we got to stand up for these late night guys. This is what Kimmel had to say. It's disappointing. We don't see more people on the right stepping up and saying, hey, this is no good. Silencing comedians, commentators, whatever you want to call people. Who's silencing anyone? If Stephen Colbert weren't losing $40 million, he'd still be on CBS. Well, he is still, but for the past the next year, he would still be on CBS. If Colbert had been making money for CBS while dancing with vaccine needles and carrying water for anything that hated Donald Trump, they would love to employ him. They would love to keep Colbert around. They can't. They can't afford to keep him around anymore. It would be different if, okay, here's a great example. Remember when they wanted to get rid of Colbert because of the Ching Chong Ding Dong thing? He was like, oh, yeah, call us at Ching Chong Ding Dong's Laugh Emporium, blah, blah, blah. He did this Ching Chong Ding Dong joke about something Asian. And the left got in an uproar, and they wanted to hashtag cancel Colbert. That was one of the few times back then where people on the right dug in their heels, they put their feet in the ground, and they wouldn't move. And Colbert didn't get canceled. I'm sorry, but technically, if Kimmel really wants to play this game, the right wing is the reason why Stephen Colbert is still on the air. Because they fought for him way back in the Colbert Report days during the Ching Chong Ding Dong thing. So the right has stood up for Stephen Colbert in the past. There's nothing to stand up for this time. You can't sit there and insult people, belittle their way of life, belittle who they love, and say all kinds of nasty, terrible things about them. And then say, hey, why won't you guys speak up for me? Well, you should have thought of that before you were shitty to him. Then Kimmel goes on to say, I have to say, if Joe Biden had used his muscle to get Sean Hannity kicked off the air, why would he? They're both Netanyahu supporters. You may be surprised to learn that I would not support that. I would, in fact, support Sean Hannity in that situation because I thought one of the founding principles of this country was free speech. See, I'm going to vomit. I'm going to puke. Jimmy Kimmel trying to lay this shit on us like he actually believes it is gross. I don't know why these guys won't stand up for Colbert. And then, list all the reasons I just listed. Oh, if it was Hannity, acting like Hannity's a dangerous guy. Acting like Hannity's like, this Sean Hannity, this run-of-the-mill, regular, conservative, neocon Republican who agrees with everything the ruling class agrees with. Oh, yeah, that dangerous guy. If he was ever in trouble, I'd get his back. All right, now do Tucker and Nick Fuentes. And then we'll see how free speech you are. But people don't seem to care about protecting free speech unless you agree with them. Okay, two things. One, he's not a free speech cancellation. He's a water-carrying cuck who lost too much money for the company. He's replaceable. Number two, it's not about protecting free speech unless we are not protecting free speech unless we agree with it. You have actively insulted and belittled these people for years. You have quit. I hate this shit. I hate when people attack, and then when they get the slightest bit of pushback, they cry victim. It's cry bully is what it is. Jimmy Kimmel is cry bullying at this point. All right, man, look, I get it. I empathize with you. Your buddy lost his job. That sucks. You're looking for someone to blame. That sucks. But don't look at the people that you've been shitting on consistently for the better part of a decade as the reason why this happened to your friend. You dance with vaccine needles, you got to stop when they're not playing the music anymore. That's the deal.